Hey, so family, back again. This is going to be a reading on Claressa Shields, the boxer, and Pappoose. We're going to tie him in and ask some questions about him as well. So, welcome again to my channel. I am Erica, your favorite Astro homegirl. And so, you know, when I do my readings, I like to start with the astrology first, as I'm learning astrology. And this is very exciting because all these things really do align, you know, with the persons, with their personalities, and what's going on in their life. So, let's get into it. Let's do Claressa first. I'm sitting here looking at her chart. I've been looking at a few different sites, but I think I like this one pretty cool so far. This is newer for me to look at. But this particular one, this says, let's talk about her. She is, of course, an American professional boxer. She is from, I think it says Michigan, I think. Okay. And she is undisputed at this time, okay? So she does hold the title. She is from Flint, Michigan, okay? And her birthday is March 17th. So she's a Pisces sun, guys, okay? She has a rising sign in Cancer. And her moon is in Libra, as well as her midheaven is in Pisces, okay? So let's look at her chart and see where the placements are. Excuse me. Okay, sorry about that. I had to adjust. I'm having a lot going on. Okay. So she has her moon in Libra. Her sun is in Pisces. And she is let's see, a 9th house Pisces, guys, okay? So, wow, okay, and I think it said her midheaven is there as well, okay? She has her, let me see, her Venus is, okay, her rising sign is in Cancer, ascendant. Let's see what house that's in. Okay, so Cancer is in its first house, okay? And as we know, Jupiter actually is in Cancer and really starts the process of entering Cancer today, okay? So this explains a lot of her blessings that have been, you know, coming into her life, meaning she just won the fight just recently over the past weekend, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, her Mars, how she takes action and how she moves is in Leo. And that is actually her Mars and Leo is in her 3rd house, okay? So that would make her, that's like house of siblings, family, and things of the sorts. With that Mars and Leo, how she communicates, okay? And neighbors. But she has moon in the 4th house, okay? And her moon is in Libra, all right? So in that 4th house, that is also mother. So we can see with even her Chiron being in her 4th house, mother womb, okay? And her issues with mother, okay? So we see that and we see why that is also visible in her life. I think they spoke on the relationship with her mom, so that's there. Her Jupiter is actually in Sagittarius, so let's see which house that's in. Okay, it's in her 6th house, okay? And so she brings in her income based on, you know, unconventional routine, meaning she's a boxer, okay? Her Saturn is in Pisces, and her Uranus and Neptune are both in Capricorn. So where the shakeups begin are in her house of partnerships. So that explains all this, you know, how can you say let me see, that Venus is in Aquarius as well. And so let me see where Aquarius is in her houses. Okay. Aquarius is, no, I'm sorry. So I had it wrong, because this is, like I said, I'm learning this way. This is not usually I just did another reading, and I've been using a different site to pull them up, because I have to see which way I can try to pull them up, since they, the celebrities and stuff. So in this particular one, I like it, but it's still a little different too. It's not what I'm used to. So let me get that right. Her Pisces is in her 10th house of career, okay? So this explains her, her boxing and doing something different, and all of the things, okay? Also, in her creative, a part of the arts, rather. But spirituality, she eventually probably will start to take more seriously. I think she's fairly a young lady right now. Aquarius is in her 9th house, okay? So the unconventional way of in her relationships, okay? In that 8th house, this one kind of moves. So her 8th is Aquarius, 7th Capricorn, okay? Okay, I see it. So this is also, like I said, her Saturn is in Pisces there in that 10th house as well. Okay, so that brings even more power to the 10th house, okay? Still gonna be some learning and lessons in that house as well. Okay, look at that house. Her Chiron, I'm sorry, so her Chiron is actually in Virgo, but the moon is in Libra. In the way that this wheel is shifting, is showing the energy of that 4th house before it gets into the 5th house. So now I see, again, like I said, I can see the mother moon here. And her North Node, guys, is in Scorpio, okay? South Node, Taurus. South Node is in his house of home. Let me double check to make sure. I think I might be wrong. Nope, it's not. Her Taurus is in her 11th house, okay? And that's still about communication. Okay. So her 2nd house and how she generates her income, it makes sense. She's, in a Leo energy. So that is how she presents to the world. So let's check out Pappoose, guys, and see how he coincides with her chart, okay? Okay, so Pappoose is currently married. Let's see, he is a Pisces sun. He has a Capricorn moon, guys, okay? And his rising sign is in Cancer. And his midheaven is in Pisces. So both of them have a lot in common, okay? Because you can automatically see that his midheaven is also in Pisces. And his rising sign is in Cancer, okay? So I wanted to kind of see what was going on with the two of them before I even start to speak. But Cancer is also, like I said again, Jupiter into Cancer. So blessings are here. Cancer is about how you take care of others, okay? So as we can see, Pappoose, his blessings come by way of how he, takes care of others, okay? And we can see that is what he's over here doing with Miss Claressa Shields. So his blessings in Jupiter come through that and by way of that, okay? So we can see how he's benefiting right now, initially from this relationship right out the gate, okay? He is Let's look at his chart, because it looks like they're fairly aligned. You know, it's interesting. Okay, so he's a Pisces sun, and let's see where his is and what house of Pisces his is. Wow. So he's also, oh wow, he's right there in the middle, just literally on the actual line of 9th and 10th. So this is flame, this connection, guys. So he's kind of like right at the 9, but still at the 10 house Pisces. So they are in the same house, which automatically, that's why they, you know, link up and click, okay? His moon is in Capricorn, and it is, let's see what Capricorn is in his house of partnerships. So listen, they have the same house of partnerships. That's really interesting, okay? And his Jupiter is actually in Gemini, okay? So that is over there in the 12th house. That hidden deals, things you can't see, you know, spiritual things. So this makes sense. This makes so much sense with this connection, guys, okay? He also has, let's see where his Venus is. Oh, wow. So that's why he real smooth with it, able to communicate with her, and they flow very well because his Venus is actually in Pisces, okay? And his Mars is in Cancer. That's how he takes action. That's how he moves. So that is what he is all about, taking care of folks and other people take care of him. So that is a part of his life, even based on his chart, okay? He does have a Pluto in Libra, okay? And let's see what house that's in. Let's see what else he has in Libra. Okay, so his North Node is in Libra. That's interesting, guys, because her moon is in Libra, all right? So how he ascends, how he reaches his destiny is going to be through his partnerships. So as you can see, he was with Remy Ma first, now he's with her. So how he ascends, believe it or not, this you can't make the charts up. It's through his partnerships, guys, okay? Because his South Node is in Aries, it's fiery, it goes right into the energy of the South Node of her Leo, you know, so fire, match, and they progress forward, okay? And that's how he's able to really, really communicate with her. And his part of fortune is in Taurus, and that's her South Node. That's so interesting. Wow. And they have a lot in common. So this explains this connection, guys, okay? So they have a lot in common, okay? Her moon was in Libra, yep. And his was in Capricorn. And that's, I know a lot of people say that don't work, but I don't know if you noticed, but you always see those two kind of end up together. It's interesting. So with those two moons like that, but they have the same rising sign. So they really connect, okay? So let's get into the messages, guys, and let's start the tarot. But I just wanted to tap in and see who they are and what they got going on and what is the connection between these two, okay? So let's get into it. Let's get into the cards. All right, so family, let's get into it. I'm gonna do it again because the way that I like for y'all to be able to see when I do the cards, okay? So I'm gonna give it, I had already started the reading, but I did it still in the upright. So we'll see how it goes, okay? So let's get into it. We're gonna start with Claressa. We're gonna ask the questions about her, and then we will progress forward and ask about the other questions, the Pappoose and all of the things, okay? So let's get into the messages. I had already blessed the cards, of course y'all know that, okay? So let's see what is going on with her in the dealio, all right? You know what? Since I use this deck, I'm gonna use this one, and let's just see, okay? It's already blessed it. Okay, so let's get into it. let's ask for Miss Claressa Shields, okay? Let's see, what's the come for her? What's her current energy right now? What's going on? What is the current energy with her? Let's see. Current energy. And what's the come for Miss Claressa Shields? 317, 317, 317. She is a Pisces sun, okay? What's her current energy right now? And what's the come for her? Okay. One. So we got the 3. Okay. Kind of sort of, but we're going to add it. We'll sit it to the side, okay? Oh, yeah. Okay. This is shield, okay? Okay, that popped out. We'll keep that. Now let's ask, is there any extra messages we have? Extra messages. The current in here. So there we go. Okay, okay. Alrighty. Okay, so let's get into it. Current energy around Miss Claressa Shields, okay? All right. You got those over here too. Yep, she just had victory. She did. Okay, so the current energy for her right now is, and I think that even in the other short reading that I just did, when I had the thing coming up right, to me it's kind of the same, because even though the first card was the juggling, to me with this Six of Swords, it's still a place of transition, you know, making a decision, okay, to, you know, move forward. She is moving ahead. She's going to be releasing some baggage and some issues going forward, but kind of like, in a sense, like you said, in a place of, you know, transitioning and deciding which direction she going to move towards. You have this Death card here talks about, you know, change coming, transformation, you know, again, kind of similar in a place of, she has a new cycle ahead in her life, okay? So she is going to be stepping out of an old cycle and moving into a new cycle, okay? She has the Page of Cups here. So this is, again, it could represent a few things. We know this is love, you know, her and the Pappoose energy, but this is also creative opportunities, meaning more opportunities are ahead, which was similar to the other cards because she got that Two of Wands. So she's going to continue to move forward, you know, the energy of new opportunities, you know, new ways of doing things is coming, okay? We talked about that, and you can see it in these cards right here, which is interesting, that she wants to have a baby. So she is planning to move towards this new cycle and way of life where she can have this baby with this man, okay? Because she is ready. Again, look, 2 cards of transformation, change, and moving forward, okay? So this, in her mind, this man brings her fulfillment. You know, she really, really loves him. So she's, you know, this is mental clarity for her as well, okay? So he really supports her mental And I want to say that was in the other cards that I just pulled as well, okay? Again, she gonna continue to move forward, kind of like the other card. You know, this again with the fight, she had the 5 of Wands, but this shows the victory in the fight, okay? Because she did just win the fight most recently. So this is her current energy again, okay? Jupiter is in Cancer. She's able to manifest. She has blessings, you know, financial abundance, and new beginnings and new opportunities are ahead for her. But I wouldn't be surprised, guys, you know, eventually we see this right here. And it's going to bring conflict. That relationship. It's still the same kind of cards, but just mixed up, okay? You see that? Because his past is going to come back. And that's going to... Yes, all of this is good. Yes, we understand that's how she feels. Yes, it's possibly that she can get pregnant and have a baby. But he got to close out a cycle. Okay? He's still married. So to me, it's kind of the same cards because he needs to close out a cycle, all right? To move forward. Again, this right here, Queen of Swords in the upright. Top of the deck, bottom of the deck, okay? So this lets me know that, you know, judgment is here, guys, but her mind, you know, the way that she is communicating, okay, she is going to eventually, you know, operate with a clear mindset, okay, and continue to move forward, all right, with her, you know, way of doing things, meaning her fights and stuff like that. So she's gonna have success because she's gonna stay in the queen energy, okay? Top of the deck, bottom of the deck. Thinking, action. Thinking and action. This is what this represents, okay? So, and then this could also represent her energy ahead too. 2 queens. That means that, you know, a new fight ahead for her. A new fight, okay? So this is also, again, she got new opportunities, new blessings, but also in love, this could represent, you know, down the line, her becoming pregnant, okay? And having a baby. But she is really in love with this man. But this man still married, guys. Look at how the past still comes up. So he has to close out that situation with Remy Ma, all right, in order for him to be able to truly move forward. Now, this is her current energy, okay? So let's ask, what is the calm of the relationship with her and Pappoose, okay? So let's ask about that. It's kind of just doing my, you know, it's a new deck, so I'm not moving around. This relationship with her and Pappoose. What's the calm for her and Pappoose? Let's ask, okay? What's the calm for them? Okay. Let's see. What is the calm for them? Come of this union. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Let's see, any extra message spirit you have. Any extra messages? And then I'll do from the top and the bottom, okay? Oof, girl, top and bottom of the deck, okay? So here we are. Let's see what's to come. I'm gonna flip the love cards too for this as well, because now we're talking about relationships, okay? What is to come? Same cards coming out. It's interesting. All right. So. And that Hermit still came up too, okay? Let's pull, let me see, let's pull some love cards for them too. Okay. So this is extra. All right. Let's see, what was the love card? What's the come of this relationship? For this relationship. Let's get a little bit of everything with them, okay? Oh, shoot. Okay. Say less, honey. My goodness. Energy. What's the plan for this union? Ask for a few more extra cards for Claressa Shields and Pappoose. Let's see. Messages. Extra cards. Okay, there we go. All right. Top of the deck, bottom of the deck, we will keep. All right, so this explains it. I can see, you know what I mean? If you just look, but for the most part, this is, again, it's a struggle, guys. You know, again, this man not out of this relationship, okay? So even if she don't admit it to the world, because she's going to come in, you know, with the sight of everything is great, okay? It's victorious, it's winning, we winning. But this is really a struggle because he has to come up out of that marriage that he's in, okay? But they will continue to reign forward for a while. You get what I'm saying? Again, they are being noticed. You know, the fame is here, the public recognition and all of the things. So you can see it right here, you know, here. And the promise of, you know, him, it's a promise here. Would you see that Knight of Pentacles? It's a loyal knight, though. You know what I mean? And it's in the upright. So, you know, this is his promise that he's going to move forward in the upright with her. But, you know, when you see this, and then it's about money and finances. Let's talk about it with that Knight of Pentacles, okay? And it's interesting because in this energy, he's coming up as a knight. And we know we always want to see a king on the table, okay? So this relationship is beneficial for him. You get what I'm saying? You see that? It's beneficial for him, guys. All right? Because he is receiving finances out of this. This is playing games if you want to just keep it a buck and not willing to see the truth. So she got rose-colored glasses on, okay? Bottom line. This is a strong attraction. Need I say less? When you see what that card look like, that is what is happening to her. So in her mind, baby, you know what I mean? This is, they are doing, you know, They having some hot, sexy nights, okay? And so this is what keeps them rose-colored glasses. This right here keeps her cloudy, okay? Let's just keep it a buck, guys, all right? So they do have, you know, good sexual chemistry here, okay? Especially with that Two of Wands. But again, you know, when you see that Two of Wands, you know, that's the, you know, the energy between the two, but it's still two and two. You see that? Because the decision gonna have to be made for him to move forward in that marriage, okay? Look, that card came out when we just did the other cards, okay? That was her first card. So at some point, guys, we do see her move forward from this. I mean, but at the end of the day, you know, baby is here. So look, it can happen, you know, on down the line, okay? But you know, they're gonna continue to move forward, planning, you know, making money again. Like you said, she got new opportunities ahead as well as more fights. You saw those two queens on the table. But look, y'all, this is cheating in a partnership. It's right there. Look. So it's gonna be interesting, you know, to see how this goes with them, because clearly that's deception in this partnership, okay? So she need to watch this with this man, all right? Because that man ain't over that lady, and it's coming out in these cards constantly. You know when you say getting to know each other and all of the things, you know, it's all the things they doing. Page of Cups, telling her all the things she want to hear, okay? That and that together, you know, making the effort with her. You know, it is new love, so she really feeling it with the other card on the table, that Ace of Cups, you know, and she feels like it's her soulmate, calling in your soulmate, you know. That's the energy she feels. She trusts him, okay? And when it says, you know, this one says, let your friends help you. So, you know, maybe in an energy they may have met through friends, you know, some type of way. You know, I don't know how they met, but they may have met through mutual. But look, guys, it still comes up unrequited, all right? So at some point down the line, she can get a wish, she can get a baby, but I don't really see him really coming up in these cards in the upright as being past his wife, you know. I hate to say it, but it is what it is. So let's ask now about Mr. Pappoose. Let's ask how he feels about Miss Claressa Shields. Let's see what he feels, how he feels, okay? So I'm going to go back to the one that I was using. Let's ask, okay? Let's ask about that. Let's see how that's going, okay? Okay, so let's see. Let's ask, how does Papoose feel about Claressa Shields? What is his energy towards her? How does he truly feel about this woman? Papoose. How does he feel about Claressa Shields? Let's see, guys. How does Pap feel about her? Okay. Let's see. How does he feel about her? Let's ask for any extra messages. Any extra messages. How does he feel about this woman? Okay. That's extra. Yes. And, I'll just leave that there. Okay. Interesting in the judgment right there too on the bottom after I pulled that. Ooh. Yikes. I'm sorry. The cards lining up now. Look. It's in the cards. He sees money, baby. Okay? This is about pentacles. This should have been cups, guys, not pentacles. This should have been cups. Follow me, okay? So he looks at her as, you know, stable financial legacy inheritance situation. So that is their happy situation. It's a happy money situation, okay? But he ain't coming in the upright, guys. Look at that star card in reverse, okay? It's a lot of work dealing with her. It's a lot, okay? This ain't no easy task, okay? But this is about money at the end of the day, okay? I'm seeing more pentacles on here than cups. Cups should come out when it comes to how he feels about her, okay? Look at that. It's strings attached. You see that? This is about the money. That's just the bottom line. Because he needed. Look. And remember, I did the first reading. It was the Two of Pentacles in the upright. His is because it's juggling. Because it comes from her to him. From his hand, from her hands to his hands. It's strings attached. This is a money grab for this man. Okay? And so they're going to eventually crash and burn. It's going to be a tower moment at some point. Okay? It was in the cards just now. Hers with that Seven of Swords. Same energy. Okay? The moon is about secrets coming out. Things are going to be revealed more and more about this happy family forefront. Okay? So he feels like fulfillment for him is finance. The fact that she can, you know, change his life financially. Do y'all see that? Because look at that. That's the bottom of the deck and the top of the deck. That's home upside down. That's victory upside down. I don't see the love here, guys. This a money grab. So this is how this man feel about her. Wow. That's interesting. Let's ask how he feels about his wife. How about that? Since we own it. How does Pappoose... Please give me the current accurate energy. Pappoose. How does he feel about Remy Ma? What is his energy around her? How does he feel about this woman? Current accurate energy. How does he feel about Remy? His current energy for his current wife. How does he feel for his current wife? Wow. That's crazy. How does he feel about Remy? His current energy for his current wife, because this man's still married. see how he feels about her. Energy for Remy Ma. How does he feel about Remy? Remy. Energy. How does he feel about her? Come on, what's that? Feel about Remy Ma. How does he feel about her? Current feelings on his wife. Okay. Current energy. Remy Ma. How does he feel about her? Let's see. We'll take it. Any extra messages? Any extra messages? Look at that, guys. Damn. Let's see what the cards say. He miss his wife, y'all. He still love Remy. Look at this. I mean, it just is what it is. Wow. First of all, 8 of Pentacles means that he wants to work things out with her, okay? It also represents the energy of, in their relationship with Remy, she was the one who, you know, was the breadwinner. But it's interesting because he comes in the energy of him wanting to generate income so he can be better, but be better for her. So he wants to, you know, create income and finance. You know, this is the divorce, marriage, or the ending of their relationship. You know, he wanted to work it out. She didn't. You know, you can see them going back and forth online because we done got a lot with them, okay? So this represents their marriage, okay? Because right now it is, you know, upside down, okay? But he wants to save this marriage. He don't want this to be ending because he coming in wanting to work it out, but it's showing where they are, the current energy, okay? Because look, he truly loved this woman. This didn't come out for Claressa, y'all. I can't make this up, even if I wanted to. The cards are going to always tell the truth. This is divine communion. Y'all see that? Divine communion. He has a true love and affinity for this woman. Baby girl gonna have to move on. Maybe that's why those cards was coming out like that at the end. You know, and he don't like it. It's imbalanced. Him and Remy, he love her. That's a spiritual connection. Look. And she keeps shutting him down. She keeps shutting him down. But he love her, guys. Look at that. Look at this Knight of Cups. Remember I said I need to see how he feel about this woman. He feel like Remy is his. He feel like he lost the love of his life. That's wish fulfillment upside down with a Knight of Cups in the upright. Look at that. He want to work it out with his wife. Period. If he could work it out with his wife and move forward with her, he wouldn't even know this girl. Okay, look. He want a new start and a new chance. And maybe they can just kind of come together and retreat when it's all said and done. But he won't work it out with his wife, y'all. Look at that. That's the marriage, and that's the new child. Well, we know the answer to that. I'm talking about that was clear, and clear, wasn't it? All right, so let's do wow. Okay, so let's ask one more question. Let's ask, because she wanted to fight Layla Ali, right, guys? So she proposed to fight Layla. She is an undisputed champion and the daughter of the legendary Muhammad Ali. Float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. So she calls herself Claressa the GOAT, or what? I can't, whatever. I think that's what she calls herself. And of course, you know Layla Ali is the GOAT. Okay, both ladies are undefeated. Both ladies, you know, have an undefeated title. And everybody has their energy and opinion in regards to whether they should fight or not fight, okay? Some people feel like Layla Ali shouldn't even worry about it. Stay undefeated, stay undisputed. And, you know, Claressa, again, has to watch how she communicates, okay? Because it comes off a little weird. You can also see that was in the cards as well, okay? Weird and disrespectful at times, okay? So she got to work on that. She is a little bit younger, though, right? So let me shuffle the cards out of the energy of love, child. Let's ask. You know, we'll ask on the thing. Will she consider it first? So she challenged her to 15 million. You know, so let's ask. Let's ask first, will Layla Ali agree to fight Claressa Shields? Will she agree to fight Claressa Shields? Will she agree to fight Claressa Shields? Very quickly. Around Layla Ali. And will she fight Claressa Shields? Let's Google her birthday real quick. I'm just interested to know. Let's see. Papoose ain't over Remy, baby. We see that, don't we, guys? So let's see the beautiful Layla. Ali. Okay, that's how you spell it. It's spelled different. Okay. She is a Capricorn, guys. She's a Capricorn sun. Okay. All right. So let's see. Will Ali, will she agree to fight Claressa Shields? Let's see, guys. Let's see. Will she agree? Let's get 23 cards. Will she agree to? Will she consider? Will she agree to fight this girl? Let's ask for one more card. Okay, there we go. All right. Y'all, she ain't really studying it. Not real. I mean, she don't like the way she came at it, because it's the top of the deck and the bottom of the deck, right? She feel like, I just said it, in the way she communicate, Claressa needs to pipe down, okay? Look at that. And she wasn't really feeling it in the energy. even especially with that being, thinking, you know, she's a bit immature, again, in the way that she communicates. But with the Two of Cups on the bottom up there, and this, you know, is about being closed off when it's up. So when it's in reverse, this is the energy of she may accept this fight. But this shows how much she don't really care for this girl like that. Like the way she communicates, she need to... I just said it before I even flipped the cards. That's what's so crazy, okay? So she may, you guys, it's not off the table, but she, you know, thinks she's childish, especially with that Page of Cups and emotional immaturity, you know? So let's see. Let's ask the cards. Will Claressa Shields, will she win? Will she be victorious? Will she win this fight with Layla Ali? Will she be the victor of the fight? Spirit, please give me energy, Claressa Shields. Spices, will she win this fight against Layla Ali? Let's see what she... Hey, I missed you so much, my Pookie baby. I love you, Pookie. Oh, I love my Echo baby. What you was doing, Pookie? I'm sorry, God. It's my Pookie baby. Hey, Pookie baby. I love you. Will she win? Will she have victory in this fight, guys? Let's see. Will Claressa have victory? Listen, I can't make these cards. I'm going to just ask for one more. But look at the bottom of the deck and the top on that note. Will she have victory, child? I love you. I miss you so much. I'm seeing you. Hey, my Pookie baby. Y'all, listen. Claressa gonna be in for some things, okay? With that moon coming out. This is about, you know, when the moon is the things you can't see, things that are hidden. And sitting here with the High Priestess, this is spiritual, okay? This is about, you know, this is intuition. This is two spiritual, heavily spiritual cards, which... What this says to me, guys, I'm just going to keep it a buck. With these two being together, y'all got to remember, everybody's counting on Layla Ali being, and look at that. There's clarity and decisiveness coming out, you know, with this High Priestess and this moon, right? But the bottom line is, and this is the fight, this is the two of them, okay? But when you see this together, y'all got to remember her daddy is the best that have ever done it, okay? The world's greatest, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. So at the end of the day, this is going to come through for Layla because will she win? You got to beat Muhammad Ali, girl. Her ancestor is going to be right there in that ring with her. So this may be a situation, Claressa, where you don't see. So if you want to stay undefeated and stay in this energy, because you're trying to come for this money, this Ten of Pentacles, that wealth, you want to get paid for the fight, okay? But look, you're going to have to put the work in. This ain't going to be no easy win. This was at the bottom of the deck and the top of the deck, okay? So that means that you're going to eventually have a loss. Strength in reverse is the loss. It's going to be a struggle because you can't beat spirit, baby girl. You got to remember, her ancestor going to be standing right there in the ring. So every time she hit you with this clarity in this ring, because you focused on the money, you're going to be looking like a damn fool when it's all said and done. So you might want to back down on that one, baby girl, and stay undefeated, okay? Because even if this was to really happen, this ain't going to work out for you. All right? So there you go. All right, y'all. I enjoyed this. I am going to, I was going to try to do some more, but I'm running out of time. So I'm about to go to Biloxi with my mom, them. So I'm going to be gone for a couple days. I wanted to get your August messages in. I am going to upload, once I get situated. I already did the recordings. I need to put them on TikTok, and then I'm going to go ahead and bring them over here. So you guys should see those, hopefully over the course of the day tomorrow. But I got y'all, okay? Right at the top of the month, your lucky numbers, lucky days, quick messages. So make sure that you tap in and look for that, okay? Tomorrow, at least for those on August 1st. And what I think I'm going to do is just do an August forecast and a general reading that I can upload for you all. I'm supposed to come back Sunday, so Monday, I think Monday is August 1st, 2nd, 3rd. So the 4th, okay? I will do your one-on-one messages for you guys for all zodiac signs. So I'm going to try to quickly, so I can finish packing and get ready. Be careful, Echo. And like I said, I'm going to upload your quick messages with the lucky days, as well as I'm going to do a collective reading. And I got a few celebrity readings that I'm going to upload that should hold y'all over until I get back on Monday, all right? Any questions y'all have, anybody you want to see, please comment in the section. Like, comment, subscribe, okay? All right, show me some love, and I will see you guys soon in the next one, all right? Love y'all, soul family. Peace.